This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I am your host, Gianna, and special thank you to our sponsors over at Sphere Rocket VA. Today we get to talk to Zach. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So take us back to the beginning, Zach. Who are you? What market are you in? Where are you from? How'd you find yourself in the field of real estate?
I've been doing it for 14 years almost. I was in lending before. Played professional baseball before that, went back to Oklahoma State, got my degree, worked for my dad. And then he's like, you're good at math. Why don't you do this mortgage thing? So I worked for a buddy who taught me cash out refi 80-20. I didn't even know what either of those meant at that time. But I was like, yeah, I'll speak the lingo and see where I go. So business crashed. End of 2008, I had a client that said, hey, I trust you. Would you get your real estate license so that you can buy a house and do my loan? And I said, yeah. So I went and did that. So I closed one deal in 2008, and then my first full year was 2009. And that's kind of when it all started.
That's awesome. Zach, what position did you play in pro ball?
Left out mostly. I rode the pine. No,
Right,
I played first and third, but apparently God wanted me to have lifelong friends, and that's what I do. So
awesome. Okay, cool. And Zach, how did you stumble across EXP? Was it your first brokerage? Were you introduced to EXP? How's that story go?
No, I mean, I started 14 years ago. EXP started, 8? Something like that, or 6, something like that. Chuck Fazio, I worked for him for over 10 years, and he made the switch and told me, you want to come, and I'm a loyal guy. And I said, yeah, let's do it. So that was it. Pretty simple.
Yeah, and now that you are over at EXP, I'm sure you saw the model and stuff. You trusted the guy that showed it to you. Was like, yeah, let's make the plunge here. But now that you're with EXP, what do you like the most about it? I mean, it's got collaboration, stock options, rev share. What really stands out to you? What makes you stay?
Chuck Fazio makes me stay. Chuck and Angela. I'm a loyal guy, and if the system's not broke, I'm an individual agent. I've been. No TC, nothing, no assistant. I just get out there and do the best I can with my time. And so far it's worked, but they do have a great model. They have really inspirational people. I mean, I think that anytime you're in a business that you have people that, you think you're big time, but then you see some other people and you're like, dang, like that's, you're a millionaire, and then all of a sudden you're around billionaires and you're like, well, you got some work to do to go. There's other things you can tackle. Not that you need to get to be a billionaire or whatever, but it's like, there's different levels. So it's good to hang around with everybody, and just the open honesty, the good communication, like from Brent Gove and, Chuck and all these speakers and stuff, that they'll just sit down with you and talk to you for half an hour just because they love you. And that's the good part about it.
Yeah, it's incredible. Something that's hard to find at any other brokerage or really any other like corporate America job, right? It's very rare to sit down with the big players in the industry that want to talk to you, care about you, know what's up with you. And Zach, so obviously you're busy, you got high production. How do you take care of yourself? How do you set some boundaries? Because real estate can be like a 24/7 job. It's tough. How do you make sure you're taking care of yourself, chasing a little bit of a work-life balance?
Well, about a little over a year ago, God sat me down and said, "You're gonna relax for about 6 months." I had a colorectomy, proctolectomy, ileostomy, so I had my colon, anus, and rectum removed. So now we have stuff that says like faux life and whatever, just because I started another company with my surgeon called Myostomy. We have our first product patent pending, but just really taught me like, look, hustling, making money is important, but through the surgery, I realized that I'm also important enough that people will wait for me.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool to find out. But Otherwise, I found out after surgery, you got to eat a little bit better. I have some dietary restrictions that I had to work on early on. Now I'm all good. But then, working out, trying to get physical. We have a podcast also called Dick Pin Podcast. So we do that about once a week, and just it's a good balance. But in reality, if you take your health seriously, and then everything else kind of lines up with that. So
yeah, you got to take a step back and take care of this like literal machine that's waking you up every day and carrying your soul around. So it sucks. That really sucks about the illness you picked up with it. But cool that you took a very optimistic view of it and made the best out of it, right?
Well, it's better than not being able. I couldn't go outside with my kids, so like it would be. I had to live within arm's reach of a bathroom, so that it's a lot better. Missing parts, even though, going through the pain and the rehab and stuff like that, it sucked. But, what isn't hard that's, worth doing and that's profitable. And this is profitable for my life. And, I was just swimming in the pool with my kids yesterday, and I couldn't do that before for the last probably 8 years. And so I'm glad it's over and it's fixed and on to bigger things.
Yeah, I love that outlook, Zach. Well, let's talk a little bit about the Icon Award, right? So to Icon, you have to have high production, you have to hit your cap, and you have to do about 20 transactions afterwards. So in your area in Arizona, about how many houses do you have to sell to cap? Like, what's your average market price? How do you get there?
I think our average market price now is a little bit over $500,000. I mean, it was down in the middle 300s until about the last 4 years. But to be honest with you, I don't even count. I go and I do it, and whatever comes along with that kind of comes along with that. I know a lot of people are more cognizant, kind of following their production, and I did that. But like you said, what do you do for yourself? And part of myself was disconnecting myself from the numbers, because I'm a numbers guy. I have an economics degree, but I'm not just numbers. I'm a person, and I got to take care of myself. So I was like, you know what? I don't need to focus on the money so much, focus on each deal, helping other people, and then everything else will take care of itself. So I'm not even sure how many deals it takes, but it's probably going to take 12 to 15 would be my guess.
Yeah. Zach, a lot of people are like, I don't even know the numbers. I just put my nose down and sell houses and create relationships. And that's a totally acceptable answer here. So don't even stress about that. So Zach, also another part of the Icon Award is that cultural commitment. So you can vet other icons, you can, coach, mentor, speak in EXP world. So what avenue did you take for your cultural commitment?
I did the whole phone interview deal just because first time, the pandemic hit and we were shut down with COVID. So I had to get on the phone and talk to people, and that was fine. I haven't been to one of the EXP cons. We keep having like conflicting, like either kids camps, vacation schedule, all this stuff. So it's like, we'll get to one for sure, but the stars haven't aligned yet.
Yeah. So no shareholders for you this year?
I'm not going to the one with Tony Robbins or whatever, because that one we had conflicting stuff in Florida. Yeah.
Okay.
When is that one? That one's in.
That sounds like next week.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep. Okay. Well, cool. Well, maybe we'll get to touch base at EXPCon. And, like you talked about, you do get to go to some of these events. You get some of your cap back in stock when you go to EXPCon, shareholders. You get a nice, pretty glass trophy. Lots of benefits come with iconing. But what's been your favorite part about the award? What makes you say, I've got to do this again next year?
I'm competitive. So it's just, once you're there and you get all your stock back, so you want to do it again, because obviously you're more like 100% agent. But the kicker for me was talking to Brent and Chuck was like, they worked at Keller Williams for a long time and Remax and all this stuff. And they're like, yeah, when I left, I got to have all these trophies as I'm looking at a bunch of my awards from the prior company we were with Chuck. And I mean, those awards are honorable and they mean a lot to me, and I'm competitive, and to be at the top of the ladder with Revelation was really awesome. But at the end of the day, I can't sell those. Mm-hmm. So the big important thing is setting up your family, the next generation and even a generation after that with what I have done and what God has blessed us with. So I would say the stock options are probably the best thing, and getting those back. And then just listening, like you get to meet really cool people. I'm not like the guy that goes out there. Like, I don't like meeting a whole bunch of realtors because you're my competition. Right. And so I've softened that because I've met so many cool people over the last 2 years where it's like people want to help you grow and like, hey, let's grow together. And there's this kind of real community vibe that, not that I didn't have that before. I just didn't really seek it out. Mm-hmm. But you go to the EXP meetings and stuff with Brent and all these guys, it'll blow your mind. It's pretty inspiring.
Absolutely. I love that sense of collaboration and wanting to be around people. It is incredible. And plus iconing just gives you that reputable title, right? So if people are looking like, hey, I've got a client moving to Arizona who wants some, compared to, some realtors that aren't quite icon status or with EXP, et cetera, it's really easy to throw them your way and know they're going to get taken care of.
Sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Zach, let's put you in a scenario here. So for example, I'm a brand new real estate agent. I've not written an offer letter. I just got licensed, onboarded with EXP, and you and I are having a talk. And I'm like, Zach, I don't even know how to write an offer letter, but I think I want Icon this year. Those benefits look good to me. How do we have this come to Jesus talk? How do we work this problem backwards? Is it possible? Where are areas you may have failed? How do we do this?
It is a big cut. I mean, it's a big come to Jesus because I think, in today's world, there's this real big sense of entitlement, and you get something for doing nothing. And so if you want to be an icon and you want to make millions of dollars in real estate, well, we got the tools and stuff to show you how to do it. But there's one thing that's dependent on you, and that's your work ethic.
Right.
So if you're willing to do the work, it's kind of like, hey, I want to have this body type. I want to be this bodybuilder. Well, you don't want to work out like I do. You want to work out like my friend Ryan McGee does that trains for bodybuilding. That's who you want to go with. So if you want to be a killer in real estate, surround yourself with killers and we'll kind of show you how to do it. But you better be ready. There's going to be, I think Derek Jeter said the other day on his first Instagram deal, he said, what advice would he give to the players? He said, prepare yourself for failure.
Yeah.
Because in baseball, if you fail 70% of the time, you're going to be an all-star.
Yeah, true.
In real estate, you're going to get your teeth kicked in. You're going to have all these backstabbing people that have animosity towards you that are going to try to shame you and talk about you. And it's like, look, you just got to stay focused, do your job, work your sphere, and then start building that sphere up and just being you. But you got to have that grind. You got to have the work ethic in order to succeed. And if you don't have that, then I would say go work at Wendy's. They're $16 an hour right now.
I know they're doing pretty good. Where Target's $15 an hour. I took advantage of that job during the pandemic because I'm a busybody and I needed something to do. But
and Target discount too.
Oh my gosh, yeah! And if you get the Target credit card, you get like 50% off it or something like that. It was pretty crazy. Good deals.
We need that now for groceries.
When we were out of toilet paper, the whole world. If we got stock in, the employees had the opportunity to shop first, and then the senior citizens.
No.
Oh, anyway, if we ever.
I don't understand that one. If you can't go out to eat, I don't have a colon anymore, so it's a little different. But when I did, I'm like, you need to have the food to use the toilet paper, and if we're in a food, maybe you should get the food first.
Too many people were out there. Taco Bell, I guess.
I guess they were closed though, weren't they? I don't know.
I think you could still do drive-through.
I don't know.
For a little bit, right?
We went up to our cabin for like 3 months, so we don't have a Taco Bell. We're actually getting a Taco Bell, oddly enough. And I said, well, here comes the next toilet paper shortage. So
yep, that's right. Well, if you need any, just get a part-time job at Target. You got those employee shopping hours. A little inside look there. Well, that's awesome, Zach. And you're right. You got to be committed, ready to fail, ready to make mistakes, but also always ready to learn, be coachable, and ready to improve yourself. Big goals, but how do you, eat an elephant? It's just one bite at a time.
Yeah, well, if you're blessed enough to go shoot one of those rabid elephants in Africa, you can ask the indigenous people how to eat an elephant because you can't take the meat back with you. So there's that.
Wow. Okay, good. Fun facts all over this podcast episode.
Yeah. Well, like I say, don't shoot for the pie in the sky. Get the piece of pie on the side of the road. I mean, I know a lot of agents that, most people are like, I'm going to be a luxury agent. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go sell multi-million-dollar properties. And I was like, all right, well, look, what can you afford? All your friends are probably in that boat. Start with that. Not to say that you won't get there. I mean, I just sold a $3 million house and whatever. I get it. But that's not, like, I also just sold a $200,000 condo.
Right.
So that's the pie on the side of the road that I eat off of.
Right.
I'm not trying to chase 25, 35, $40 million deals. I mean, I have before and I never closed one. So it is what it is. It's like you just do what's in your immediate sphere, and that's what you work with, and don't be ashamed of anything. Go do a rental. Go make that $500. Go do it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it all adds up.
I've interviewed an icon that does only rentals.
That's awesome.
You can icon doing only leases and rentals. He was incredible. He was so fun. I've only had one icon that I've gotten to talk to so far, but I'm sure there's more out there. But you're right, and especially, if you're a high producing agent, there are reasons, people with your mindset icon, because you're like, hey, take the pie on the side of the road. That's what, like, $200,000 of, not a $500 million contract, but, it's another transaction after you've capped.
Yeah, and it's like $5 or $6 grand. So
yeah,
like that's not worth it. I know that only pays for about 10 gallons of gasoline these days, but it's it's still worthwhile. You still need those 10 gallons of gas.
I don't want to talk about gasoline. It took me $99 even to fill up yesterday, and I was just kind of like, and they had like the cheaper option. They only let you pick the $5 option.
Price fixing and market manipulation is fun.
This is all scam. I love it here. Well, Zach, for my last question, EXP was introduced to you by someone you know, like, and trust, so it was an easier plunge for you. But for somebody that may be sitting on the fence and they see the greener grass and they hear all the things in the industry like, oh, don't go over there, it's a pyramid scheme, a cult, don't drink the Kool-Aid. What would you have to say to somebody that's looking to make the jump, but maybe they're holding back because of the rumors or that sense of loyalty to their current broker? How do they make that leap over to EXP?
Well, I think the real estate business is turning over into a tech world. I think it's unfortunately a lot of the stuff is not handshakes and kissing babies and meeting people anymore. It's like, hey, let me video tour and do this thing. And a lot of the cut rate brokerages have got involved, and it's like the flat fee stuff and whatever that has no personal attention. And, if you go statistically, they sell for less than what we sell properties for, but it's gotten impersonal. So to get with a brokerage that is, I think we have a lot of personality and we're very personable. We're also the largest brokerage in the world at this time. I think we had 88, almost, we're reaching close to 100,000 agents now, but you get that good camaraderie, but you're also getting like the innovative technology because the big boys on top aren't scared to spend the money. So you get the training, you get the tech. If you don't know anything like I did in 2009, I had to cut my teeth, and then, we didn't have SkySlope. So they would be like, oh, you missed this, you missed this. And so I had to print it out, drive it over to my client, have him or her sign it, and then drive it back and do it in. Oh, wait, you missed this one. Got to go over there, do it again. Here we go, come back. So now everything's done electronically. You got it easier, but, I would say the technology is going to be in the forefront. I think we're the innovators of many things. I think our systems are super sleek and integrated, and it's really easy. If you want a transaction coordinator, if you want an assistant, they have those options and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's so streamlined that you can, if you have the time and if that's something you want to do. I mean, I have the time, so I do it myself, but I know people that, they want an assistant because they want another set of eyes on there and they want to be able to do that. And so I'm kind of a control freak. That's just me, but you have all the options and they have all the tech and all the support you'll ever need. And, if you keep your nose clean and go out there and work, sky's the limit.
Absolutely. And, I like what you said with the technology things. And even like I'm in the process of buying right now, and like the amount of signatures that aren't even on the offers. And then, there's stuff that could fall through with like waiving, like landscape contingency. I don't even know, like just everything that I have to sign off on and the multiple copies that come back and forth and they're in between. I can't even imagine, using paper for these
back in the day. Yeah.
Back in anymore. And so, you know,
we were killing lots of trees. I had to actually, at our cabin up north, we're doing a toy barn up there, and I had to submit the concrete plan to the city. And so I was emailing back and forth with the city planner, and he's like, yeah. So I email him everything when I get it. He goes, oh, no. You got to print this out and either mail it or drop it off. And I go, so I guess my tax dollars aren't really going to work here where, you know, I send it to you guys. You don't have printer and ink to where you can print this off and do it. So I was like, okay. So we had to mail it, which now we're still waiting on that to get approved. But I mean, how archaic is it feel if you have to print? I mean, it was 130 pages. I'm surprised I didn't run out of ink. But even if you have to print out like 10 pages, you're like, really, guy? You don't have DocuSign? You don't have eSign?
Yeah,
like,
really?
Yeah,
I have a printer at my house right now, and it's just in a closet, not even plugged in. I haven't used it since I graduated college. Like, and I'm getting ready to move, and I'm like, should I even bring it to my next house? What if
you need the scanner? You need the scanner.
No, I have an app on my phone now that acts as a scanner.
Oh, the PDF, whatever it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that works too.
Yeah, it does. It's brilliant. And Zach, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and you know, kind of joking around and, you know, getting serious about what we need to be serious about. It's really been a pleasure. Bummed I will not be seeing you at Shareholders, but we'll hold on to hope for some EXPCon or maybe some business conferences coming up. Who knows? Is there anything you want to leave the listeners with today as we finish it up?
No, you can check out our podcast. It's on iTunes and Spotify. It's not real estate related. And I'm not pushing for business over there, but it's called Dick Pin Podcast.
No, it's fine. Push it. It's fun.
And then our new company that just launched is called Myostomy. And that is I invented 5 ostomy devices to help people in my situation that have stomas. And we have our first one patent pending, and we just met with Dignity Medical, and we have our second meeting set up with them, which we're excited about. And so hopefully that hits the gas and we can help millions of people live a better life. Like the products that I've invented have helped me in my situation. And so go from there. But otherwise, nothing on the home front.
Absolutely. Zach, I'm going to send you a request on Facebook to keep up with all your just endeavors you've got going on. You're so interesting, and hopefully we'll be able to get connected soon. And congratulations on all you've accomplished. And
thank you.
Yeah, hope to see you in real life soon.
Awesome, Gianna. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks so much, and we'll be talking to you soon.
All right. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Of course.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.